Just like before, let's add a new class called Insertion Sort. In this class, we need one method, public void sort, which takes an integer array. Now here we need to iterate over this array and insert each item in the correct position. So we need a for loop. We start from index 1 because as you saw in the previous video, when we read the first item, we assume it's in the correct position because there are no other items that we can compare this item to, okay? So we start at the second index. As long as I is less than array.length, we increment I. Now here we store the current item in a variable called current. So we set this to array of I. Then we need another loop to look at all the previous items, and if they're greater, we need to shift them to the right. We can use a for loop or a while loop. In my opinion, a while loop looks better here. So let's say our loop variable is j. We set it to I minus 1. We start from the previous item. Now, as long as j is greater than or equal to 0, and the item that we have at this index is greater than the current, then we need to shift this item to the right. So we set array of j plus 1 to array of j. So we copy the item at this index to the right side, okay? And then we decrement j. So after this while loop, all the greater items have been shifted to the right. Finally, we can store the current item at index j plus 1. So array of j plus 1 equals current. Now let's test our implementation. So back in the main class, I'm going to replace selection sort with insertion sort. We have an empty array. Let's see if everything works. No problem. What if we have a single item? So far, so good. What if you have two items? They're sorted, beautiful. What if you have a few more items with some duplicates? Our array is sorted in ascending order. Beautiful.